Yo guys, this is Jared, aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, bringing you another edition of MLB Thoughts for Thursday, May 24th, 2012. Yesterday was my strongest outing for picks throughout this entire season as I finished the day 13-2. My only blemishes on the day were picking the Miami Marlins over the Rockies and the Minnesota Twins over the Chicago White Sox. This now brings my monthly total to 176 and 149 and my season total to 354 and 309. So let's try and keep up this momentum on this baseball-like day. Beginning with our predictions out in Cleveland, where the Detroit Tigers will send up Justin Verlander to face off against Justin Masterson. Though the series is already lost to them, I'm going to be rolling with the Tigers to limp out with a victory before they head out to Minnesota. The Braves and Reds will wrap up their 4-game series today, sending up a pitching matchup of Randall Delgado versus Homer Bailey. I expect this one to be a pitching duel for the length of the game that results in the favor of the Braves. The New York Mets will send up Jeremy Hefner to face off against the visiting Padres' Eric Stultz. I'll be going with the home team in this matchup. Giants and Marlins will begin their 4-game weekend series out in Miami with a pitching matchup of Ryan Vogelsong versus Anibal Sanchez. Both pitchers do exceptionally well against the opposing lineups, but the edge has to go to Anibal, who's pitching to an under 1 ERA lifetime against the Giants lineup. So I'll be siding with the Marlins to pick up Game 1 of this series. With the series split in Chicago, the Twins and White Sox will look to wrap up with a pitching matchup of Cole DeVries and Philip Humber. Having looked over DeVries' minor league numbers, I see no line of success for him in the majors. So I'll be siding with the White Sox to wrap up this series with a victory. After limping out of their series with the Washington Nationals, the Phillies now travel up to St. Louis, sending up Joe Blanton to face off against Jake Westbrook. The Cardinals seem to have found their stride after sweeping the Padres, and I suspect that they'll continue their success by starting off this series on the right foot by beating up on Blanton. And finally, in Seattle, after taking the series against the Rangers, the Mariners now send up Jason Vargas to host the visiting Angels' Dan Herron. I'll be banking on the Mariners' victory to wrap up today's predictions. So once more, here are my picks for the day: the Tigers, the Braves, the Mets, the Marlins, the White Sox, the Cardinals, and the Mariners. So yesterday we took a look at the hitters of the month for April, so now we turn our attention to the rookies and shine a spotlight on those who prevailed at the start of the season. We'll begin with the American League and their starting pitchers. First up to take a look at is Tommy Milone of the Oakland Athletics, who in 5-game starts pitched 31 2/3 innings, surrendering 14 runs, 13 earned, on 25 hits and 7 walks while fanning 18. He had a 3-2 record with a 3.69 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP. He had 2 quality starts in the month, and his first big league appearance with the Athletics since being traded during the offseason for Gio Gonzalez netted him an 8-inning shutout performance against the Kansas City Royals. Next up is the Baltimore Orioles' 26-year-old Taiwanese left-hander Wei-Yin Chen, who in 4 starts pitched 24 1/3, surrendering 8 runs, 6 earned, on 24 hits and 8 walks, while he struck out 19. He had a 2-0 record with a 2.22 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP. He also had only 2 quality starts to begin the season, but had not given up more than 2 earned runs during any of his outings. Another Far East rookie would be the 25-year-old right-hander Yu Darvish, who after a poor first start against the Mariners, settled into a pretty good groove, allowing 9 runs, 8 earned on 30 hits and 17 walks through 33 innings. He also fanned 33. He would face 146 batters while throwing 549 pitches and would end the month with 3 quality starts against the Detroit Tigers, the New York Yankees, and the Toronto Blue Jays in consecutive outings. And finally, we highlight Drew Smyly, who in 4 starts surrendered only 4 runs, 3 earned, on 18 hits and 8 walks while fanning 22 through 22 innings pitched. He had a 1.0 record with a 1.23 ERA and a 1.18 WHIP. The 22-year-old left-hander from Little Rock, Arkansas finished the month with 3 quality starts against the Kansas City Royals, the Texas Rangers, and the New York Yankees. All of his quality starts were 6 innings, and he surrendered no more than 1 run during these outings. Turning our attention now to the relief pitchers, we'll begin with the Oakland Athletics' Ryan Cook, who in 8-game appearances pitched 9 innings, surrendering no runs, on 1 hit and 5 walks, while fanning 7. He would collect 6 holds and post an ERA of 0 with a WHIP of .67. Next up is the Detroit Tigers' Duane Below, who in 5 appearances pitched 12 innings, surrendering no runs on 7 hits and no walks while collecting 9 strikeouts. He will post a 2-0 record with an ERA of 0 and a whip of .58. And finally, for the Chicago White Sox, Addison Reed would show up in 10 games, pitch 8 1/3, while surrendering no runs on 4 hits and 3 walks while fanning 11. He would collect 4 holds and post an ERA of 0 with a whip of .84. And now to wrap up today's edition of MLB Thoughts, we'll be looking at the American League rookie hitters who made a big splash in April. We'll begin with a look at the Oakland Athletics' Yoenis Cespedes, who in 78 at-bats collected 19 hits with 3 doubles and 4 home runs while driving in 17. He would come across the plate 7 times and have 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. He would draw 8 walks while striking out 21 times. He would have a batting average of .244 with an OPS of .762 with a .436 slug. And finally, Jesus Montero of the Seattle Mariners would go 20 for 74, collecting 1 double and 4 home runs while driving in 13 and coming across the plate 7 times. He would have no stolen bases with 1 caught stealing, draw 2 walks, and strike out 17 times. His OPS for the month would be .728 with a .446 slug and would have a batting average of .270. So with this information, I want to hear from you guys. Who do you believe was the American League Rookie of the Month? Place down your candidate in the comment section below. Sadly, that's going to do it for this edition of MLB Thoughts. I will see you guys later. Peace.